So, shooting my lowest round in a professional competition, here's how I did it, and here's what you can learn from that experience. Hello everyone, welcome down to the Quest for the Open vlog this week. My name is Peter Finch and these videos basically chart my successes and my failures in trying to improve my own golf with the hope that you can learn something and improve and enjoy your own game that little bit more. Now the Quest for the Open series has been going for about 3 years now, and certainly this year in competitions I've been hovering in and around level par mostly. A few rounds a little bit more over, a few rounds a bit more under, but pretty consistent overall. But I've not managed to get that low score. But this week during the Leeds Cup, which is the oldest professional trophy available in golf, I shot 64 and finally managed to figure a few things out about my own game, which hopefully can help you in competitions as well.
And just check out the evening here at the Quest Golf Academy. It is a beautiful evening which has been foreshadowed
by a quite horrendous day weather-wise, but the weather for the Leeds Cup was absolutely amazing. It was beautiful sunshine, windy at a course that I've never actually played before, which obviously made it a little bit difficult, a little bit tough, but ultimately very, very rewarding. I don't know why I'm spinning around. Getting these videos sent through. Full day coaching here at the Quest Academy today. Now guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and please comment below on everything that you see in today's video and let us know what has helped you in competition, because it's very much an individual matter this. I think what you'll hear in today's video is going to help you, but there may be some other things which I miss out which have helped you individually. But it's time to close up here at the Academy, so let's continue the story on the road. Oh man, life comes at you quick. I went to a gin festival on Saturday. So anyway, arrived over in Leeds, actually stayed at Headingley, which is a cricket stadium here in the UK. Booked the hotel, didn't really think about it to be honest, it was just a cheapish price nearby. But the hotel room actually looked over the cricket pitch and there just happened to be a game on when I stayed. It was a little bit random. The Yorkshire Diamonds against the Surrey Stars. Surrey actually won, so the crowd wasn't happy. Anyway, playing in the Pro-Am with my dad and some of his friends on that Monday, and I have to say the course very short, well shortish, very, very tight, so tree line pretty much all the way. A few holes on the back nine that did seem to widen out a little bit, but it was very much a strategy course. You've got to put yourself in the right positions to open up the green and attack the pin in certain angles. And boy oh boy, on the Monday was I not able to do that. So the last few weeks I've been hitting it okay, certainly getting a little bit more distance, but I've just been everywhere. I've been hitting it everywhere, and on a course like that, when you're missing left and right, you're going to get so punished. So in the Pro-Am, I shot 4 over. Our team kind of finished halfway up the table. None of us really had that great of a day, but it was a bit of a struggle all around, apart from my putting. My putting was good. Anyway, that night, to try and figure out what the hell was going on, I went to a local driving range up at Leeds Golf Centre. Really nice setup actually there. And hit some shots, and on the range, I was hitting it great. I was hitting it absolutely superb. Probably the best I've hit in ages. And I always do at the range. I'm a very, very good range player. And Rob, who's a member at Leeds, who was caddying for me, you know what, we had a good game plan going into that Pro-Am and going into the first round about where to put it on the fairways to attack certain pins. But it all just fell apart again in round 1 of the Leeds Cup. You know, somewhere that I really want to do well, I want to get high up in the order of merit for the PGA North. If you get higher up the order of merit, there are access to certain events, and that's one of my main goals for the rest of the year, to try and play well in the order of merit events, to try and boost myself up the standings. So to go around and shoot pretty much an identical round, so 4 over, 3 putted the last, which wasn't very nice, but my putting in general was very good. It was just my overall game, left, right, rough, trees, bleh, and shot 4 over, which put me 40th out of just about 80 golfers. But here's where I kind of had a little bit of a realization and just relaxed down a little bit. And when I So for this, I am going to use a bit of an analogy. So that night, I did no practice at all. Went back to the hotel, finished off reading my book, The Martian, which is a really good book actually, based on the film. Book's better than film, always the case. And decided that whatever happened the next day, I was just going to use the game that I had, just relax, be more like Brooks, and be more like Hinako as well, who won the Ladies British Open with that wonderful smile. She didn't win it with the smile. Well, the smile was part of it, I think, the win. And I've just realised that I need to go to the academy again. I've left my bag. Anyway, analogy.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of coffee, but it's been a big few days. So imagine your golf game is like a smoothie. Now that smoothie is basically made up of your driving, your approach play, your short approach play, your putting, your mental game, and your physical game. Now everyone's smoothie is a little bit different. So for example, your smoothie at this moment in time, the driving aspect of it almost might be non-existent. It might even make it taste a little bit sour. But everyone's got a smoothie made up of these components in some way or another. Now if you think about the best players of all time, Tiger for example, his smoothie was amazing. It had everything in there that you could want. He'd honed it, he'd practiced it, he basically got his recipe down pretty well. Now by recipe, what I mean is practice. So if you practice your recipe, your overall smoothie when you come to play is going to be good. All this way for you. Why didn't I remember you the other day?
So here's the thing with my smoothie. I've been working pretty hard on the recipe all year, but then when I get to competitions, I'm tasting my smoothie, and to be honest, there's always something which doesn't taste right. So what I end up doing is searching around, trying to add things to the smoothie during the round. But here's the thing, when you get and when you start playing, you've just got to go with the smoothie that you have. If you try and change the smoothie during the round, it's just going to end up tasting mixed, confused, and not very appetizing. So during the second round, rather than just search and try and add things and try and think about technique, I just let it happen. I just enjoyed the day. I was more like Brooks, just got on with it. More like Hinako, I smiled, I was happy all the way around. My caddy for the day, Henry, who was a junior member at Leeds as well, was fantastic. Every time we hit a green, literally every time we hit a fairway, fist bump. Every time we hit a green, fist bump. Every time we hold the putt, fist bump. So here's the takeaway, certainly that I learned from my round, and hopefully you guys can learn too, is when you get to the course, you've just got to trust the fact that your smoothie is the best that it can be, and you've got to try and get the most out of it, because if you try and change everything on the golf course, if you're switching around, trying to put different things into your smoothie, it's not going to taste nice. You've got to be trusting the fact that your recipe is as good as it can be. And that's what it goes back to, is what are you doing in between the rounds? Because that's where you perfect things. That's where you're able to actually make a difference. If you're at the course and you're trying to change stuff on the day that you're playing, it's not going to be worth it. And that's why you shouldn't really get frustrated either. You know, you should be aware of the fact that you need to practice in between the rounds. That's where you put your work in. If you're not practicing and you get to play and you don't play well, there's no point getting frustrated, because at the end of the day you've not practiced. There's nothing to be frustrated about. You're going to shoot what you shoot because you've not put the work in. And that's what I allow myself to do, is just to relax, go with the smoothie that I had, and it turned out that my smoothie on the second day of the Leeds Cup, it was good. 64 good. And that 64 was the lowest round of the week. Stats for it were great as far as kind of greens and fairways in reg as well. Well, the fairways that I missed, I only just missed as well, so I wasn't in the trees. All in all, it was a round which I can be pretty proud of, and it's a good thing because it shows that the practice that I've been doing, and the fact that I've changed my practice within the last 3 weeks as well. Like I said, I will be doing more and more videos about how you can change your practice as well, because it feels for me like almost like I'm on the edge of actually playing the golf which I think I'm capable of. Does that make sense? That's the hope anyway. But I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna try more of my smoothie. I'm gonna take this bloody bag back. And I need to pack. Off to Ireland tomorrow. It also means that the Quest for the Open vlogs, as they have been, there is going to be a little bit of a change, because normally what I'll do is I'll get to the end of the week and I'll be like, well, this is what I've done this week. what's the video going to be called? I'm going to switch that around. So I'm going to be very much starting the week with a question that I want to try and answer. And hopefully I'll be able to explain a big change that's actually happened within my putting and exactly how I was able to really start turning on for these events. Because that's the biggest takeaway of the last week of comps is just how good my putting has suddenly become. And it's not an accident, which is nice. So I'll go into all of that. I'll cover kind of wedge play, driving. I'll get very, very specific goals, hopefully, which I want to extract from that week of play and practice. And then sometimes I might just be like, well, this is pretty, look at this. Look how pretty it is. Look how pretty it is. And that might actually be a little bit of this week. So I'm going over to Ireland, weather dependent. I'm hopefully going to be playing Royal County Down, which I've wanted to play for so long. Also going to be taking part in the Pro-Am. So there's a Challenge Tour Pro-Am this week. It's been organised by Niall Horan and the Modest Management Group, and Adidas, like I said, are a sponsor of the co-sanctioned event between Challenge Tour and Ladies Tour. And I'm really looking forward to finding what about that is all about. Yeah, that. And that's at the Galgorm Resort. And then also, I think we might be playing Portrush, where the Open was held this year. Fingers crossed. Going over there with Seb as well. I'm going to be over there actually on my birthday. And guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and please comment below on your particular smoothie makeup. And guys, we'll see you down here next time.